So we're going to talk about the best way to recover from a cheat day. Now I know this might be hard to believe, but some people occasionally do cheat on the ketogenic diet. Whether they're going on vacation, they have a party, a social event, or it's a holiday, okay? They may cheat. So the most important thing is just to understand the mechanism of what's happening. You get this spike in blood sugar, okay? And then you get a spike in insulin. The purpose of insulin is to get this sugar out and hide it. So it's going to take it out of the blood and put it into fat cells storage, either in your liver or in your gut. And then you end up with low blood sugar. When your blood sugar is low, it's going to stimulate hunger, anxiety, weakness, cravings, irritability, confusion, shakiness. Could be a whole series of things. But not right away. You're going to feel good right away when you consume that carb. It may happen 30 minutes later, 2 hours later, several hours later, or even the next day. So if for some reason you're craving something in a particular day, just remember what you ate the day before, because chances are you ate some carbs and now you actually are feeling the effects of that. And many people are on this roller coaster. And then they get to the point where they cannot go for a long period of time without needing some food. So they go 3 hours, got to eat, and then they feel better. So in their mind, they're thinking, wow, if I consume a carb, I feel better. It must be the right thing to do, okay? It must be a healthy thing to do. But it's not. The body will start to demand carbohydrates when your blood sugar is low. So you just have to have awareness of why it's demanding a carbohydrate. Because at the cellular level, there's just not enough fuel. And the body cannot tap in to that fat as fuel. So it's going to be hungry and it's going to give you these various symptoms. Now, in the mitochondria, which is the energy factory of the cell, I'm going to give you an analogy. There's like a carburetor in there, okay? So let's just, for example, say that you are trying to start your lawnmower and instead of pressing the primer pump once, you press it 31 times, okay? You're basically going to flood the engine. Normally you want this perfect mixture of oxygen and fuel with a spark, right, to ignite it. So here you are starting your lawnmower. How many times have you ever tried to start your lawnmower and it just doesn't start? So finally you give up, and let's say, for example, you have to use a push mower to cut your lawn. It's going to be exhausting. Well, that's what happens in the mitochondria if you have too much sugar. You flood the engine, the carburetor, and now you are dragging your body. I forgot to add fatigue here and brain fog, okay? It's simply because that mitochondria just has way too much fuel for the amount of oxygen. And on top of that, you're also depleting a lot of vitamin B1 and potassium and other minerals. So when you have low blood sugar, you're usually deficient in certain nutrients. So what do you do? Well, the first thing to do is drink some apple cider vinegar with water, maybe a couple tablespoons in a glass of water, and start drinking that. Apple cider vinegar is really good to help recover from low blood sugar. You can also do kombucha tea as well. That will work. Start fasting, okay? Because your body is going to have to reset, and you're going to have to give it time to reset. Fasting is the fastest way to allow it to reset. Exercise will help burn up that excess sugar to speed things up. The excess stored sugar is glycogen in your liver. And then taking electrolytes, potassium, magnesium, even sea salt and B vitamins also will greatly help. So that's what you need to do to get off this roller coaster, because when you're doing keto and intermittent fasting, you're no longer on this roller coaster. You have a stable blood sugar. You don't have the hunger anymore. You have lots of energy. You're feeling great. But sometimes I think it is good for people to experiment and go off the plan to see what you would feel like if you were not on the plan, just to motivate you to be consistent. Now, personally, I know with myself, it took many, many years before I finally decided to say, that's it, I'm going to do this for real, and no longer roller coaster. But I had to, for some reason, go through a lot of trial and error to prove it to myself that it's a much better way to do it consistently. Thanks for watching. Hey, if you're liking this content, please subscribe now and I will actually keep you updated on future videos.